This is Turok doing a post-chapter video. Boy, some other stuff happened yesterday. And then, yeah, today's Saturday right now. My days of the week. My week goes by so fast sometimes I forget. So yeah, One Piece chapter came out. Well, I read the unofficial one, the TCB scans, yesterday, and what I wanted to go over today was about the ending of the chapter 1065 and how we found out that this island that Vegapunk is inhabiting or doing his work on is not. Oh, I should send to myself. Is not the an island that was is not one he took over that was uninhabited, as I was kind of assuming. I was thinking this was an island that how would I say this? I was thinking it was an island that Vegapunk set up shop in after he left. After he left the other island where Frankie was staying at. I should just move this while I'm talking. So Frankie, Vegapunk, we know very little about Vegapunk at this time, like his backstory, where he grew up and stuff. But although I'm thinking, what we can assume is that he grew up on that island, that winter island that Frankie was on. Let's check the name of that quickly. And that he at some point left there. I was thinking with the government contract. I'm saying he's contracting with the government, and yeah, they found out about him maybe in his youth, and he ends up taking up a shop in the New World for one reason or another. Maybe because it's easier to keep it safer from pirates and stuff like that. I'm thinking because if he was in whatever blue that was in, he would be less safe there from the other pirates rampaging, where he could be like. I don't think he was on the Calm Belt, although if that island there, Egghead. Although if it was on the front Calm Belt, that would have been a good spot to have it, just like Amazon Lily is. Baldimore, yeah. So he was on probably. Let's see, Baldimore, right? Feature and Animals cover story. Who? Alright, that country specializes in advanced technology. Okay, so Frankie, yeah. So Vegapunk came from this island, which is supposed to be that futuristic island already. So I'm wondering, was that island futuristic already? So this isn't what I've really meaning to talk about now, but I'll go over this a little bit. My main thing is something to do with with Vegapunk and Dragon, but we'll get there. So I'm wondering here, Vegapunk. Yeah, the reason I'm going over too was about yeah. I gotta focus. I'm wondering too if Vegapunk is I wonder if I should bring this closer. If Vegapunk, I don't have a way to bring this closer. I gotta get a thing. I'll go like this. I'll put this back. I try not to have to yell so much. So I'm wondering if Vegapunk. Let's also do this. I'm trying to. I'll just keep all this in. I'm thinking that this island here may have been. I wonder if this was a future. It says here it's like a future country. I wonder if that was something Vegapunk. His success and his genius helped create it that way, or if it was already an island full of other that had been successful scientists beforehand. But either way, that's something for another video. It seems at some point that, obviously Vegapunk left there, and he, also, of course, right, he was working on Punk Hazard for a time with Caesar Clown as one of his assistants or underlings of some form, and and he's not. He was. I don't know. I wonder if that was his shop where he was working with during the government when he was maybe experimenting on Kuma, or if that was some other work he did there. I should go look into that. Oh, okay. So that's something I forgot about. Vegapunk was part of an outlaw scientific group, a research team, and that's where he met was with the Vinsmoke, Father, Queen, and Clown when they were caught. Okay, so he was out on his own doing his own stuff with these other people, probably for the pure science stuff, and then he's captured. And I'm wondering though if this island. So what I'm trying to get at here, all this backstory is all about figuring out why Vegapunk is on Egghead Island. When we found out at the very end that this island was part of the an island that was formerly inhabited by an ancient civilization, probably the same one that Nico, Robin, and the other Ohara researchers knows about and they knew about. And I'm wondering if Vegapunk found this island himself, or if the government set him up there after he left working from Punk Hazard. I'm starting to think, my thoughts on this is that he set up shop on this island himself. He found it somehow through his... I wonder if he knew anyone in Ohara. There's people who were more like academic, like, archaeologists probably and historians. But what if he went there at some point and he happened to find out about them? Oh yeah, maybe he went there at some point to get some more, expand his knowledge outside of just science, or some other reason, and he, oh, that's something too, I was just thinking if that was true. Oh, and he went there too, when he went there, he found out about the ancient civilization, and he started tracking down stuff on his own. He went out and sailed around and discovered this island, and maybe didn't report it to the government. Oh, there's something. What if the reason they're coming after him, I think I may have said this briefly yesterday in the other video, is that he is, the Aegis agents are coming there because they've gained intel that he is on an island that was once part of the ancient civilization, and they're coming to get rid of the island as well. Maybe they're going to try and destroy the island. I think I kind of said that before too in the other video, but now I have a reason really to say why is that not just that they want his inventions or anything they can keep, and because he's maybe too dangerous to keep alive, but now the reason they're coming there as well is that this island holds too much information of some form or another, clues really I'm trying to say, that would how do you say that? Would be that danger to Im-sama. So now now I'm wondering too if that's why Vegapunk is talking about knowing he's gonna die soon, and he's talking to Dragon, and so perhaps now he's figured out some other information regarding the ancient civilization, and he's gonna give it to Dragon that he found on this island. And now, and then hopefully he just did it in the last, when we saw him the 1064, he hopefully passed that on right now, because now we don't know what's going to happen when these, is that shaking the camera? Yeah, I got to stop shaking the table. Whether the Aegis Zero will, succeed, because I mean, we got the Straw Hats there, but we don't know how the Aegis Zero might get in there sneaky style, and take them out. So I could see that happening, where like there could be a battle now coming up soon with the Aegis Zero and Straw Hats, which is going to be awesome to see. But this could happen. Sorry, it could happen after they kill Vegapunk. So I really hope Vegapunk has passed on the necessary stuff to Dragon before Aegis gets there. So yeah, that's that. And And the other thing I was just gonna say is, I feel like someone may have said this before in another video, but I was just thinking for a second, what if Vegapunk had gone, if Vegapunk was on Ohara Island, what if him and Nico's mom had a relationship and he is actually her father? Because if we don't know anything about her father, and other speculations I recall hearing somewhere was like whether Dragon could have been her father or Gold Roger, and I think Tekking had talked about that in a video, and there was enough stuff there that's not really have that line up right. So that would be interesting too if she was a child of one of those two characters. Because look who her potential siblings would have been. Ace. What if she's the last child of Roger, and and she's already got a bad reputation as because of Ohara Island. What if that had been the case that she's also Roger's kid, or Dragon, who's now up there, the most prolific and wanted man currently, and probably since Roger's death. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm getting so much brain farts today. I guess I didn't get enough caffeine. But I'm thinking it would be more interesting. I'm thinking it would be more in line if her father was Vegapunk rather than the other two, because his knowledge of this ancient civilization. In fact, she knows so much about it from Ohara, and maybe he would have too, if any of this is true. But nonetheless, now that I think about it, this is going to be a very important arc now for Robin, because now wait, that's something too. Yeah, because she's the one who knows trying to find out about the ancient civilization. She wants to go to the One Piece Island, Raftel, to find out what's going on there, because Rayleigh said they found out something when him and Roger and everyone went there 27, or was that how many years ago it was? Something like that, years ago. So now she making a clue that will help figure out something about this ancient civilization and what that has to do with the world government. And now what I just thought a second ago too is, what if this is the part where this clue, whatever we find out here, what if this can help us find the last road poneglyph? Because we still don't know anything about where that one is. Sorry, because we got the three. What was the fourth one? It was the one that was on Fishman Island, right? Let's see, Big Mom had one, Kaido had one. Where was the third one again? Wano, Whole Cake. Oh, I forgot again. Let me go. Whale Tree. Oh, yeah, that's right. Zoe. Duh. Zoe. So I got one on Zoe, Whole Cake Island, Wano. We don't know if the Whole Cake Island one came from there. Yeah, that was still a question up in the air. But anyways, all this again was going back to Vegapunk. Now, I wonder if Vegapunk knows anything about the road poneglyph. Oh, yeah, maybe he has it there, because he would want to study it, to figure out what it's made of, because they're supposedly indestructible, right? So he could half of that one there, or maybe even another one, to be studying what they're made of. So even if he doesn't have the road one, maybe he would have the other one, and one of the other ones, because there's so many out there, and he there's something too. He would know about what they're made of, and that could help explain some stuff. Also, I just thought, if he has any of those, what if he's been able to decipher the language also? So now he's another loose end the government won't want, along with like Robin, where they don't want people, the general population to know anything about the ancient kingdom and the Void Century. So what if they're after him now as well, because There's just so many things you could think about why the world government wants to snuff him out. Basically, I just keep thinking one after another. So the other one now is whether the deciphered the poneglyphs language has decrypted it, or whatever you call that, deciphered, I guess would be better. And now that they could make sure he doesn't have that information on his computers. Yeah, he looks like he has computers there. And they have to destroy that equipment as well to make sure that information never gets out in the light of day. And again, that could go to Dragon now as well. And Dragon may have that. I know about enough. If that's true, Dragon would have what he needs to really fuck up the world government by showing the world, hey, this is what's out there on that stuff. You can't trust them. That really would upset the other nations and make it very difficult for the what would if he did that, by the way, would he be able to, would Imsama take Uranus? What if 20 or 30 other nations rose up soon because of if Dragon released knowledge that he gained from, well, say he gained it from Nico Robin too, because they must know each other, or just got it from Vegapunk. If that many islands, nations, rose up, would Eamsawers just start wiping them out one after another if they became too much of a problem? Would he be able to cover that up? That I don't think he could. He'd have to probably have the Marines going in a lot of these places that had the ones they need to keep around the most, perhaps ones that are very valuable because of they produce something, or they're prosperous in some way that helps the government through taxes and stuff. I thought that was a battery warning. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how much cover up can Imsama would he be willing to go through with using that Uranus and not get caught using it. And he would have to be careful now because Morgan, the guy who heads that newspaper, he's gone rogue and he's not listening to the government anymore, as we saw recently, and he's reporting stuff that they don't want him to. So if that kind of event had happened, Morgan would be reporting it to everyone. The government would have a hell of a time trying to stop all his distribution through those seagulls. Oh man, just imagine trying to send all the means. They'd have to send the one admiral, not Kizaru. Was it Kizaru? The one who has the speed of light fruit that goes take out all those newspapers. I'm surprised they haven't sent someone like him after Morgan yet. Or maybe they will soon if he started reporting something like that. I bet that's going to happen soon. When this Raftel stuff goes down, if someone reports that Morgan, boy, the Marines are going to have a hell of a time trying to stop that from going to find out that Luffy or Blackbeard or somebody's made it to Raftel and they found it again, and it's just going to be I can see Kizaru going after Morgan at that point before being dispatched to Raftel to stop this news about this being spreading, about Raftel being found again by a pirate. And so a new pirate king has essentially been crowned. They don't want that. They're really afraid of that for some reason. Well, are they? I guess so. They don't want. There's something too. Why did they want? Well, they were probably worried when they wanted to execute Roger too, that he would explain too much about what he had found. I was gonna say for a second, I was surprised he didn't, but the reason I'm sure Roger didn't tell anyone about what he found was because Rayleigh said to the Straw Hats a couple years ago, they were just there a little too soon. It wasn't the right time for something. There's something about to happen there. Raftel is it's almost like something's waiting there for Raftel, and this is the right time now, 25 or so years later, that whoever gets there to the One Piece is going to be at the right time to unleash something, or maybe reveal something to the world about I wonder what that has to do with the Ancient Kingdom. What if there's something there, some other ancient? What if that's another island too, like Egghead? I know I went over this stuff before, so bear with me if you've seen the other videos. What if Raftel then is an ancient island, an ancient civilization island? Maybe it was like the capital or something. Maybe the capital of the ancient civilization was on Raftel, and just looking at my lining up. Maybe that's where the Raftel's was the former capital. Well, I'm just thinking for a second if it was and it got defeated. If the ancient civilization was defeated by the celestial dragons, and that was the capital, wouldn't they know where it is? Or maybe in the war they lost. Well, whatever Raftel is, it seems obvious that the world government doesn't know what it is, where it is, because they would have found it already. They need the road polyglyphs for that. I'm assuming they don't have the road. They want the road polyglyphs as much as like Robin or Blackbeard do, and they want to find that island to destroy it and whatever's there. So something important is there, no matter what. I'm still just wondering, I was thinking for a second, if it was the capital of the ancient civilization, why wouldn't they know where it is? But they obviously don't. So even if it was the capital, I'm thinking maybe it got lost to the world in this war, because this war apparently went on for a century. That's the Void Century. Oh, and so the So where was I going with this? Yeah, polyglyphs. Raftel. Egghead, that's where it was. Egghead Island is some ancient civilization place that Vegapunk took off shop. I'm wondering too, how much Vegapunk was able to glean from that ancient tech. Maybe, that machine from the last chapter they showed. I wonder if that's where he got the idea to make his, not the idea, let's see, he's got the, let me go over here. Let's go to that chapter. He's got that, his other satellites look vaguely like, that one machine. Yeah, right, yeah, I'm just scrolling down on my... Where is that machine? So he's got the Pythagoras there, who's machine-like, there. And then where's that one at the end? Right there. That thing looks more like a knight, though, like I said yesterday. Actually, look at that, too. It's got a giant-ass sword. A sword on it. A giant sword into it. So something took that thing out with a big-ass sword. So it was probably fighting with other mechs, maybe. Actually, I just noticed, too, when they're... Just pull up my tab. When they're looking at it, they're... It looks like, was that Chopper or Bluefield? Like, I want to ride it. Huh. So where was I going with this? Yeah, I'll just think about Vegapunk and how much he might have learned from these, from this machines he found, and how that may have advanced his technology. Oh, there's something too. I wonder if he came here. Maybe that's something. So what if Vegapunk is the one who found Uranus, the ancient weapon, or whatever it is? Let's just go with Uranus for now. The ancient weapon that we just saw take out Lelucia about 5 chapters ago. What if he found that on one of these islands? Or also, what if he made it? What if he found it here and then made it for the at the behest of the Gorosei or Imsama, made this machine, and now they've been using it to using it to now he made it for them, not realizing what they would use it for. He probably just likes because that's right, because he has stuff with laser beams. He's got the seraphims using laser beams. What if he also made Uranus years ago, and now Eamsam has been using it as a way to keep the control of the world, well, by taking out places, well, the world doesn't even know he has it, so that's not quite. He uses it in the background to destroy islands as he sees fit, or to snuff out any dissidents in the world. And I think I did say this before. What if he knows about it, then Dragon, he could tell Dragon how to make it, destroy it, or where it's housed. We don't know where that thing's being kept, if it's just hovering around all the time, or if he got it, housed it somewhere. I was also just thinking, what if Uranus, not Uranus, the thing we saw, what if it's not the ancient, that is not the actual ancient weapon, what if that is something Vegapunk built himself without any, maybe he learned from it, from this ancient civilization stuff, and he built it from scratch though, for the world government, and now they're, want to get rid of it because they don't want, because there's associations with the revolutionaries. So I was just thinking too, that would be really interesting if Uranus comes back in the final battles. What if Enel or Eneru finally comes back at that point with his ship, the Maxim, or whatever it's called? I was just thinking that would be great to see an air battle between Eneru and his ship versus that Uranus. Oh man, that would be awesome to see. Does Eneru have, like, he found automatons, or he found other things up there? Oh, that's right. What if the moon then was also some kind of haven? It must have been, I'm sure people already speculate this. What if the moon was also a place where the ancient civilization had set up a shop, and they were like mining minerals and other things, like any valuable resources off the moon, and then they left it there when they abandoned it because of the war 900 years ago. I bet that could be it. That's something to go over quickly. Eneru cover story. Colored. Oh, a colored version. Can I find this? Okay. So I was just trying to look. Man, I got so much cat hair on. So I'm just thinking about. I'll probably end this video soon. But the yeah, I'm just thinking about what did Enel find there? That stuff that Enel found on the moon might be associated with the here we go. Yeah, here's the part I wanted. All these buildings here, and he turns on all these other machines with his electricity, and he even finds some hieroglyphic type stuff here. And they have like wings, so they other. That's right, and the last thing we saw is him getting all these things together. So there's something there. I wonder if Eneru comes back, if he'll provide any lore to the ancient civilization too, with the stuff he found on the moon, the hieroglyphic stuff, the city. Oh, excuse me. So that's something too. If those were like sky people, what if the ancient civilization had something to do? There's something. What if some of the Skypeans, what if the reason they're up there, I know the Sky Islands, I forget how that works, but I just thought, what if the Skypeans were people who went into the sky to escape the war 800 plus years ago? There was so much death and destruction going on, and some people sent their kids and their young ones to get away from it all and go to the moon. Not the moon. Yeah, the moon looks like it was some kind of this moon. I wonder. That's something I should. But anyways, I wonder if the kids and that people, Skypeans, went to the sky back then to escape the war, and and now they've been living up there ever since because they've been able to cultivate and find a way to make a living and stuff up there. Uh, and I was just thinking maybe the moon was some kind of factory that was up there mass producing these little soldiers that were helping one side or the other to fight in the war. These things would have been like, say, like the droids in Star Wars and in the prequel films. The that Trade Federation had all those droids that were helping the separatists in that war. There's something too. Look how that war in there in Star Wars was orchestrated by the Emperor guy. And maybe there's something else like that with Eamsama. Maybe Eamsama, there's something. Maybe Eamsama is essentially like a Sith Lord who's been around a long time. He's been ruling. Yeah, there's. I think Oda's always using kind of other pop culture references. What if the Eamsama is some kind of guy like that who orchestrated the war decades ago to, not decades ago, it's hundreds of years ago now, when we don't know if he's the same person. Maybe him or maybe some former, oh God, I was reading something else, sorry. That's the, so I'm thinking about all this as I keep producing this. Yeah, what if Eamsama was, some kind of orchestrator of the war in order to he caused the upheaval to the ancient civilization. Maybe like the ancient civilization was a prosperous thing across the world. Maybe it was like, maybe he just thought it had too much power back then and he wanted to orchestrate a war and destroy the civilizations as they were back then, and then he just took over afterward using the celestial dragons. Maybe the celestial dragons' ancestors were his lieutenants, the believers in his idea to cause this war, so they could gain something out of it afterward. And he used them to help to start this war. And the moon may have been like, maybe that was part of the back to Enel. The moon was part of the mass producing of these things for one side. But it looks like they were abandoned at some point with all these soldiers still here, thanks to the... Yeah, I'll put this on this page. They were abandoned here, and now Enaru found them and woke them up. They must have been something to do with Skypeans too, I was about to say, because the shows here on the poneglyphs, the hieroglyph stuff that he finds has they have wings on them. So I'm thinking the Skypean peoples, whoever ones these could have been from, must have been part of the war. Which also makes me wonder if that's true, why, if Enaru knows about them but hasn't bothered for some reason or another. So that's about it I got today. So there's definitely a lot of stuff here with Vegapunk and these other people and what they know about the war. What they know about I wonder if Vegapunk actually knows much about the war. I'm still wondering if Vegapunk himself has somehow been alive a lot longer and knew something about the war. Maybe he even helped back then produce the... What if Vegapunk knows about something or himself was implicated in mass producing weapons like these to help in the war, and that's what he feels guilty about now, and he wants to have Dragon stop. That's something else. So what if feels guilty about even making the Uranus or the other thing in the sky, and he's guilty about that, and that's why he wants to talk to Dragon. He's associating with Dragon in order to what do you call it? He feels guilty, so he wants to get this guilt off him by making things right, making amends, and by working with the revolutionaries. Sorry, I keep itchy. To work with the revolutionary, he's going to work with the revolutionary army now to make amends for things he's done. He may feel like the blood is on his hands if he helped made Uranus, and now it's out there destroying islands as Imsama does, and now he's going to work with Dragon to get this thing right, to set things right and stop this tyrannical regime, as it were, from doing these things to the world having the world under their thumb like this, even though most of the world thinks it's great to be under the world government. So that's what I think is going on. So Vegapunk knows some stuff one way or the other. That's why I've been trying to go. This whole video got off the rails a little bit, but I'm glad I did this again. So there's just so much. Oda leaves us so much, you know. Now, the last thing too is if the One Piece, what is Shanks gonna do with the One Piece when he finds it? Or not finds it. He knows where it is. Him and Beckman, they're gonna go get it now. Oh, that's right. There was an SBS about Shanks too. I think I have to read later. But when if Shanks gets the One Piece. Oh, what was I thinking about this earlier? I thought this earlier. If he gets the One Piece now, is it even going to be worthwhile? So if he has it, is that going to be a little twist? Well, that seems a little too obvious. So Oda probably wouldn't do that. But what if Blackbeard or Luffy gets to the island and say in 24 chapters or so from now, when this arc here is probably over, they go to Raftel and Shanks is taking it somewhere else. Maybe he'll take it to like Elbaf or something. What if Shanks gets it and he's going to take it somewhere that he thinks will be safer? What if he has connections with Elbaf, because he's never caused problems with them that we know about, and so he'll take it there, and then the Straw Hats will call Raftel. Maybe that going to Raftel they'll still find other stuff. Like what if Vegapunk wants to go with them there too? If one of those satellites escape, or the main one, they go to Elbaf. He'll stay there maybe, Vegapunk, and find out what stuff's going on while the others go after Shanks. They have to chase down Shanks somewhere with the One Piece. Yeah, so what is Shanks going to do with the One Piece now? What does that mean? What did he want to do with it? I'm wondering if he's just worried about Blackbeard finding it, obviously, because this does seem like, because we had this last saga starting with Fishman Island where it focused on Kaido and Big Mom, and now it looks like Shanks and Blackbeard are going to be kind of the focus of this, because this is kind of like the One Piece versus the Yonko type half of One Piece that we've been through since after Whitebeard, after the time skip. It's been the Yonko are the main threats hovering over, and the world government's kind of there too, but the Yonko are the ones right now, and we had the Big Mom Kaido, now we got Shanks and Blackbeard. Anyways, I think I'll just leave it for there right now.